There was a girl I thought was really pretty, and I said something to one of my, like, new friends. They were like, that's weird, like, what are, like, that means you're gay, it's, like, kind of gross, like, don't say stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, like, then it locked in my mind. I was like, maybe don't tell anybody about this. There was this girl that got transferred to our school who, like, was definitely, like, a butch lesbian. I remember a couple of my friends talking about it, and they were like, yeah, she's really nice, but, like, I don't want to hang out with her and people think, like, I'm a lesbian. So it was just kind of like this thing where it's like, okay, that's, I guess I can date dudes, then whatever. I am in the middle of the spectrum romantically and sexually, but, like, I lean towards women because of how men fucking are. And it's a societal thing. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's natural. Yeah. I don't think men are supposed to be how they're...
Get your shit together.
Get your fucking shit together, bro. There were other times where, like, I'd kind of be seeing a girl and I'd go and visit my parents and I'd kind of bring up me being bisexual, and my mom would get mad and my dad would be like, stop bringing this up in front of your mom. I have this joke that I come out to my parents annually or, like, every 2 years. Like, it's been that way throughout my life.
People think of it as, like, there's, like, one moment where you come out, but, like, you come out, like, a million times. Like, you're constantly coming out to people every time you meet a new person.
Yeah, Nazis are pretty fucking gay. It's the Gender Podcast, where we believe in science. We don't believe in God, only science. Science will solve all the problems. That's the trans agenda.
There's trans people in science, come save the day.
Solve the problems with us, with science. Science, bitch.
Science and my trans agenda, I'm returning trans.
Hello, and welcome to another episode. I am a lady named Chloe.
And I am a lady named Laura.
What are we talking about today?
Our coming out stories.
We're gonna totally come out to you. I am a trans.
Yeah, and then me coming out as bisexual.
Yes.
600 times.
Yeah. You should like, comment, and subscribe below. Obviously, it's super important.
Check out our Patreon.
Totally check out the Patreon.
Go check out our Patreon.
Play games of Magic and do get readies with us.
Yes. Doing our makeup.
Just extra
bloopers and things.
Bloopers and things. Who's going first? Who fucking came out first?
Okay, I mean I did, so
as a bi.
As a bi.
Just
one bi.
You're
singular.
You're such a bi.
And all by myself.
Yeah, so like, what was that like?
Myself. Don't wanna be.
Yeah. That's enough notes that we're gonna get sued now. Tell me everything. All I know is that you discovered that you were bi on vampirefreaks.com.
The way you're wording it is like it's my whole personality. Like, how was it coming out as a bi?
Yeah. I'm trying to be like one of those like really bad interview talk show hosts
where they're just like, being like rude.
They're just like not aware enough. They like got the notes.
They don't know how to ask.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
or say the terminology.
It's like they're recording like 6 episodes today and the guest, like they don't even know who this person is. They just got handed like a notes sheet and they're looking at it and they're like, I say, oh, okay, yeah, so I see here you're bisexual. Like, what was it like to come out as a bi?
Yeah, literally.
That's me today.
Cool.
So what was it like to...
Are you like role playing as my mom? So I guess I'll start from, I knew at 5 years old, I've said this in other episodes, I knew at 5 years old I was attracted to both. Well, I knew I was attracted to women at 5. By 6, I knew I was attracted to both, but I didn't really think about it at that age.
And you knew you were attracted to women because you had a crush on a teacher?
My kindergarten teacher, Miss...
Damn, shout out.
She was so hot. I used to...
Do you think that's still true? Like, could you hit her up? Like, what's...
No, so let me tell you the story. I had a crush on her in kindergarten, and I like used to build little like ships and houses and things out of like Legos, and I would like bring them to her desk when we had like playtime.
Wow.
And I'd be like, here, and like in my 5-year-old head, I was flirting, and she was probably like, oh, this kid's really creative and wants to be to be impressed. Like,
that's how I flirt now.
I mean, it works for you. You get laid more than I do,
so. That's not true.
Well, I'm putting a slight effort in, so that makes it more embarrassing, but that's besides the point.
Yes, you should be embarrassed that your kindergarten teacher won't fuck you.
bitch is like probably 50 now.
Okay.
Do you remember the movie The Swan Princess?
I vaguely.
So I used to watch that all the time when I was little. I
Yeah.
loved that movie.
Sure.
And I thought Odette, the Swan Princess, was so hot. Miss looked exactly like her.
Oh.
I think I have a kindergarten picture, like
That'll do it.
like
Sure.
class picture somewhere. I'll show you what she looked like.
I can't wait to see her. To see if I agree with 5-year-old Laura.
So my first heartbreak was Miss at the end of that year got married and got pregnant and changed her last name to Miss.
Ugh.
And my mom was calling her that when they were talking about my schoolwork, my parents, and I was like, her name's Miss. My mom was like, no, her name's Miss. Now she got married. And I just remember being like, she got married? And my mom was like, yeah. And I was like, and she was like, why are you like devastated about it? You know what I mean? But I was so upset. I was like,
it's a personal offense. She was flirting with you all year.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why would she give me false hope? Miss, or should I say?
I'm glad we're doing this episode in our early stages of this channel, because like if she were to see this, I would kill myself. Probably. I don't know.
Maybe she's single now. Maybe she's like, you look a lot better than you did when you were 5. A lot more my type now, I'm just saying.
Miss wasn't like that. She would never.
And then who was the boy when you were 6?
I don't want to say his name because he's a real person
Oh,
that is like
was
friends with people I know on
person.
That was a weird way of wording it. But no, he like
my kindergarten teacher was a bot. Are you from the future?
No,
but
my kindergarten teacher doesn't have people I know on like Instagram and Facebook and things like that.
Sure.
Like,
okay.
so I had a crush on that kid in the first grade as well. That probably lasted about a year and a half. At that point, so at this part of my life, I didn't have friends like that in elementary school. My one friend I had in kindergarten that I was close with moved schools. And then I just kind of didn't have like close friends like that the rest of elementary school. I was kind of a loser. People didn't like me. I was just really weird and quiet and like too nice, which is, I know, surprising coming from me. But
you were
like
a quiet, nice person?
I was really fucking quiet when I was little, yeah. And like I got bullied all the fucking time. Like
What happened? Because I would not describe you as quiet or
I'm telling you, I was very quiet, very not. Damn, you don't think I'm nice, Chloe?
Case in point, this very second. You're kind. You're not nice.
Which is the only way to be, I think.
I would agree.
And I'll tell you where that origin story started. So I got bullied a lot when I was in elementary school. Like, I was friends with a couple of girls that would like kick me in the legs and stuff and like laugh about it. And like they'd hang out with me, but they'd like kind of like kick the shit out of me. I'm so serious. I remember I came home from school one day and my mom saw I had just like bruises all over my shins and my legs. My mom was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, we play this game. They kick me, basically.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, I got beat up in the 3rd grade for being the Red Power Ranger at school by like 3 boys this school sucked. It was a public school, but it was like the like snobby, like rich farm kids school. Cause it was kind of out in the boonies, out where we lived in our district.
You're also like giving me a lot more context as to why you would be having crushes on your teachers.
Yeah, but in kindergarten, I wasn't getting bullied in kindergarten yet. It started happening like more so after the 1st grade even. It was like 2nd to 5th grade.
That's crazy.
But yeah, a lot of those kids were just, their parents probably sucked. It's all the rich farm kids in that town. Sure. Like, so I didn't really talk a lot about like myself and my things. And then I repeated the 5th grade because the 5th grade was the year I decided I didn't give 2 fucks about school anymore because I hated it. And I didn't know I was ADHD yet. And I just wasn't doing well in school. And on top of me getting bullied, my mom was like, well, we're going to move you schools. And also we're just going to have you repeat the 5th grade because you're younger than all the kids in your grade. And because I'm born in October. So she was convinced that if I was around kids closer to my age, it would be better for me. And I did make friends, but I don't think it was the grade I was in. I think it was the school I was at. because this was one of the schools where it was like either like poor kids or like just like working class families kids. Like they weren't like the rich farm families that were sending their kids to this school. And I feel like that made a big difference about how the kids were socially with other kids. Those kids accepted me. I made friends there.
Sure.
At the new school I went to where I repeated 5th grade, there was a girl I thought was really pretty. And I said something to one of my like new friends. They were like, that's weird. Like, what are, like, that means you're like a lesbian or whatever. And I thought that meant like, because lesbian sounds like a nationality, you know? Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm white. And they like laughed and they were like, no, that's not what that means. And I was like, what does that mean? I didn't know what that word meant. You know, I'm like 10, 11 years old. And they were like, oh, it means like you like the like other girls. It means you're gay. It's like kind of gross. Like, don't say stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And so like, then it locked in my mind. I was like, maybe don't tell anybody about this. By the time I got into middle school, Vampire Freaks, best website ever. I miss it.
What is vampirefreaks.com?
It was like a MySpace, but for goth people.
Okay.
Because I got into like kind
goth
of
space.
Goth space, yes.
Space.
Vampire spaces,
My
yeah.
goth.
Oh my goth.
Oh my goth.
That would have been a good name for it.
Face goth.
So vampirefreaks.com was a social media website in the early 2000s that was catered towards like the goth aesthetic, vampires, and just like the like there were cyber goths. It was like every kind of goth. It was kind of a like cultural like social media site. And they had these little like groups you could join called cults. And there was one, I remember I was scrolling through there and I found one that was like bisexuals only or something like that. And I remember it had 2 like pretty girls kissing with like badly photoshopped angel wings on their back. And I was like, what is this? I think I was like 12 years old. I like clicked on it and I was like reading through the forum and I was like, oh, people can be attracted to both. That's a thing. Okay, so I'm not crazy.
It's just not a common thing in my little farm town.
Definitely not. I mean, it is, but like no one is out. So
right, Closetville.
It was Closetville. It still is Closetville. I feel like also culturally, this was a time, I feel like where we are right now with trans people is where we were with gay people 20 years ago when I was this age. So it was like not socially acceptable and a lot of people were very much against gay people, but also there were some people that were accepting. Through middle school, I would kind of like, I'd have some friends where I'd kind of mention it and they'd be kind of like, oh, I don't know if you should say that kind of a thing, you know? And then I kind of just stopped talking about it and trying to explain myself in middle school. There was this girl who was like this chola girl that got transferred to our school in the 7th grade who like was definitely like a butch lesbian. Like she was dyke. She had like a shaved side of her head and like a bun. She just like dressed very masculine and she was like an out lesbian. And like I remember a couple of my friends in our group were like talking about it and they were like, yeah, she's really nice, but like I don't want to hang out with her and people think like I'm a lesbian, you know? And so it was just like, oh shit. So it was just kind of like this thing where it's like, okay, that's, I guess I can date dudes then whatever, you know. So I mostly just dated dudes like through middle school, and middle school dating is like sweaty hand holding through the hallway and like awkwardly making out at break, you know. It's like nothing serious, but
sounds correct.
Yeah, like I thought they were so serious at the time. Like, remember middle school when you just like,
of course,
you're like, oh my god, this is the love of my life, we're gonna get married and like have a whole life, and then you break up and you're devastated and you look back on the relationship and it's just like you didn't even like, you aren't even people yet and you don't know each other. Like, that's so unrealistic.
My first girlfriend was like a girl I thought was pretty from across my class who I'd basically never spoken to, and I like told friends that I thought she was cute, and then she told friends that she thought I was cute, and then like one day I went up to her and I was like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she was like, yeah. And then we like separated and went opposite directions.
Yeah, and it's all like, awkward.
We were like, oh no, we know each other, like each other now. Yeah. And then like by the end of the school day, she was like, this isn't working out. I was like, okay. This was thank you.
That's literally what it was like. Or do you remember when both of you would be too shy to ask each other, so you'd have your friend go be like, hey, Laura thinks you're cute.
Yeah.
Do you think she's cute? Do you like her back? And they'd be like, I like her back. And then your friend would tell you and you'd be like, cool, what do I do now? They'd be like, you should talk about it. And you'd be like, I'm scared. And they'd be like, I'll go with you. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like,
yeah, I sure do.
So dumb.
That's literally exactly what it was.
And it was so serious back then. Or like 3-way calls. You know, where like your friend would like do the three-way thing, like have you on the other line and the person you have a crush on doesn't know. And then they'd be like, so do you think Laura's cute? And they'd be like, yeah. And you'd be like,
Yeah, I was definitely the recipient of a three-way call. I didn't know it was a three-way call.
I never got a three-way call. No one ever pursued me.
One girl she pursued me pretty hard. That's a story for another day, but there's a basket of worms in there. At the end of the day, like I was like, yeah, we can go see that movie she wants to see, which was Secret Window, starring Johnny Depp.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
She was like, do you want to go see Secret Window? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I told my parents and I was like, yeah, this girl invited me to go see Secret Window. Can I go? And they were like, you can't see that movie. It's too violent. And I was like, I can't tell her that. That's embarrassing. I obviously can't be like, I can't go on a date with you. My parents won't let me see the movie.
Yeah, like, Mom, you're scaring the hose.
You're ruining this for me.
I was like, I kind of like attempted to come out. I remember at one point in middle school, I kind of tried to tell my parents and they kind of both just like immediately shut it down. Just like, oh, like that's normal. Like people think that sometimes, but like you're just straight or whatever. Just kind of like brushed it off. And it was just like, what the fuck?
We wouldn't know anything about that. But sometimes people have those thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And normally you just ignore them forever and bury them down inside and do comp-het.
Yeah. But
we wouldn't know. But some people might.
I mean, I'm definitely attracted to both, but it still sucked because, like, for example, there was this girl in middle school, might bleep the name. Her name was, and she was a grade older than me. So I was kind of like partially friends with her in the 8th grade. And she like dressed super cool. She was super emo and she was super hot. And I like wanted to be her and be in her kind of a thing, you know? And like, I remember
I do know.
We were like talking on the phone one day. Like a big reason I went full into the like goth emo thing, because I was talking to her on the phone one day. She taught me about MySpace. I was like, what is MySpace? And she was like, it's just like a social media site that like, you know, where like
it's like Vampire Freaks, but like for normal people.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think she had a Vampire Freak, so she didn't really have a reference, but I kind of got what she meant based off because of Vampire Freaks.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh, cool, you know? And then I was like, what's emo? And she explained it's like an aesthetic and cultural thing, and like there's music involved and all of the stuff. And she was like, I can help you set up like your profile for like MySpace and stuff and whatever. And I was like, yeah, like I'm so excited. And I had a crush on her, but like couldn't tell people about it and like couldn't like have an awkward hand-holding relationship with her, you know? Because it was just like, I just felt like even trying to talk to people about it would kind of get shoved down like, no, we don't do that.
Right.
Fast forward freshman year of high school, and I only went to high school for 1 year before I got sent away, for anyone who hasn't seen previous episodes. But my 1 year in high school, I remember the group of friends I had, because we had the like emo and goth kids and like a lot of queer kids and like nerds and like cholos, and like we kind of had like an intermix of different people, but it was like mostly just the goth emo scene. We had our little hangout spot. We weren't even all super close with each other, but it was just every goth in the school hung out there, you know? So like we kind of had our own little group and our own little community, and they were very accepting of gay people compared to pretty much any other little like clique in school. There was this one girl who was like an out lesbian who was a senior that hung out at our group, and she'd always hold hands with her girlfriend at break. Like there were like we were friends with this kid who was like a junior, I think, or a senior. He was this big gay guy that like everyone knew he was gay. He'd wear a rainbow pin to school on his trench coat. Like, and then I made friends with my best friends, Felicia and Shelby. Shout out if you guys are watching. But I remember telling them and having kind of anxiety about telling, like, you guys, like, I think I'm bisexual, like, I think I'm into, and they were like, oh, yeah, you know, like, cool. They were pretty accepting of it. I don't know. I, like, had crushes on girls. There was one girl I made out with in the bathroom a couple of times.
Hell yeah.
But, like, no one knew about it. We never talked about it. And, like, it's, like, they were just, you know, a little, like, closeted, like, moments, but I didn't have any relationships at that time in my life. I got sent away. I think maybe like 1.5 to 2 years into me being sent away, I had I don't know if it was a seminar or just like an in-person visit with my parents. I remember during, I don't know if it was like a therapy session or what it was, but I ended up telling my parents, I'm like, you know, I brought it up again, like, hey, I'm bisexual. And my mom looked visibly irritated and just kind of like, and then my dad chimed in with, you know, Laura, it's normal for people to kind of look at the same sex and go, yeah, that's nice, but like, you don't have to act on it. I think most people feel that way. That was like basically my dad's response. And my mom was just kind of like, didn't say much. And it was just kind of like, cool, I'm getting rejected on this once again, whatever. And like, if you want to hear about all of my like trauma with the troubled teen industry, you can watch that episode. When I got out and I was home again, just any time I'd brought it up to my mom, it was an argument. I ended up dating some guy I was going to beauty college with, and I like moved out of my parents' house for a while, ended up moving back in with them again, and then I moved down to Southern California. Broke up with my ex that I had been with all those years. I was going to school, and I started I kind of feel bad for how I handled this like relationship with this girl. I started dating this girl that I had met on Plenty of Fish. I had been broken up with my ex-fiance for about a year, so that was still like kind of a tricky thing. I was like, I remember telling her—
Plenty of Fish, the Christian one?
No.
Isn't it?
Plenty of Fish is not a Christian dating site.
Is it like secretly a Christian dating
No, it's just
site?
like plenty of fish in the sea. That's, you know
I
what
know
I mean?
what it means, but like, I don't know. Maybe I just, every time I hear fish, I think they're like just trying
Oh, of the Jesus
they're
fish.
trying to
Yeah.
sneak
It
some
wasn't.
Jesus shit in there.
If I tried to log into one of those websites, I'd burst into flames. There's no way. Like, I would never end up on a website like that. But I met her on Plenty of Fish, and we dated, I don't even know how long it was, like maybe 8 months. And it was like, we weren't like official, and I wasn't like public about—
Official. A fish.
the bitch. That would have been a good slogan for them. Get on plentyoffish.com. Make it official.
They should have had a little fish for their like mascot. It's like, you can make it official.
Stupid. I wasn't official with her. At this time, I was going to school for audio engineering, and I was getting sexually harassed because I was one of like 3 girls in my class. And it got to a point where I cried. There was one female professor at that school, and I cried in her office one day because I was so fucking fed up with getting treated like not a human being by my classmates every single fucking day. I remember that day I went home and cut all my hair off and was like, I'm not gonna wear makeup to school. I'm gonna dress like a boy now, and I'm gonna tell everyone I'm a fucking lesbian. Which I know the lesbian community gets super mad about that. Like, I didn't realize that was a thing they hated back then, but like, I know and I understand why it can be problematic now, but it was, you know, like I was 22 fucking years old.
Yeah.
And I was getting sexually harassed, and that was the best thing I could have possibly fucking done to get myself through school, so I did it. But I was telling all the guys at school I was a lesbian, so they'd fuck off. And most of them did, because I wasn't attractive to them anymore. But there were like 1 or 2 that were like, they would kind of like still hit on me and be like, what happened to like the look you had before? And there was one kid who asked me that, and I was like, I literally did this so you would fuck off. And he was kind of like, and I was like, yeah, you're fucking annoying. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to fuck you. And he never talked to me again. So like... The stragglers eventually got the hint.
Yeah.
It worked for me. The plus side was I would have girls that would hit on me now. Because normally with girls, like if I was going to flirt with a girl, I'd kind of have to initiate. Like I was getting hit on now. You know what I mean? After I was done with school...
If you're trying to get laid more, bring that shit back.
I hated dressing like that, though.
Oh, well, then don't.
I didn't like having short hair, and I didn't like not wearing makeup. I don't mind wearing men's clothing. I don't mind looking mask in that sense, but like not wearing makeup and having short hair, I fucking hated it. Well, I felt like I was hideous, but bitches liked it, so...
Mix it up a little. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like I also would get some girls that would kind of almost treated me as like a boyfriend all the time.
Oh, sure.
Which like sometimes there's roles that I don't mind that are along those lines, but like it would be kind of
just moments where, you know, that's what you want.
there were moments.
But it can't be all the time.
Yeah, but there were moments where I'd just be like, you know, I'm also a bitch, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I look like Justin Bieber, but with blue hair, but like, you know, dating this girl, I do feel bad because I was honest with her and was like, because I remember she was like, so like, what is your sexual orientation? And I was like, I am bisexual. I do lean lean more towards women, which is true. And I feel like I was just, at the time, I felt like I was just saying it. But now that I'm an adult, and that's how I'm feeling now after having one really bad relationship with a woman, like, because of how men are, I am in the middle of the spectrum romantically and sexually, but like, I lean towards women because of how men fucking are. And it's a societal thing. I don't think it's natural. I don't think men are supposed to be how they're.
Get your shit together.
Get your fucking shit together, bro. But I was honest with her about being bisexual at the beginning, and I was like, I do lean towards women, but like, I feel like, because I knew my family wasn't okay with it, and I didn't want to piss them off, and I was afraid of like posting something on Facebook or Instagram and it getting back to my parents somehow, and then it's a fight. So I kind of like did this thing where I like wouldn't fully commit to her, but we were like basically together. Like, she was basically living at my apartment a lot of the time, you know?
You were a fuckboy.
This was my fuckboy phase. I'm telling you, bitch, it's better I don't go full mask. I turn into a monster. I was a fuckboy for like a year and a half. I'm not even kidding. It was like 3 years, actually, if we're being real. Like, it was not good for the general public. It was like an embarrassing time of my life. Like, I wasn't like, and I wasn't communicating my emotions too, because I was still processing what had happened to me in the lockdown and the programs that I was in. Like, I just wasn't emotionally.
I have to imagine there's a fair percentage of fuckboyness that's just trauma.
Yeah, I think most of it is.
Masking itself
I
as
think,
like,
I think if you get real with
but
yourself,
I'm like
it
a
is.
man. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Because being a fuckboy is just turning off your own emotions and being inconsiderate of others.
Exactly.
Like, that's what men do all the time. Like,
why would I care about your feelings if I don't even care about my own?
Yeah. Yeah. After there was that one time that I've mentioned multiple times where I did a lot of acid and I like did a lot of introspective work in that 30-hour trip. And I remember the next day I kicked her 2 friends that were kind of crashing at my place out. And I also was like, hey, I think we should end this. Like, I kind of need to go my own way. She got mad and like threw shit in my house and was really pissed off and left, and I never talked to her again. She also started dating her ex like a month later. So, and then they got married.
Ew.
So like
Gross.
literally they got married that summer. It was like maybe 3 or 4 months and she was married to someone else too. So it's just like,
wow.
you know, like I feel bad, but also like on your end of it, if I was more emotionally involved, like
you can't feel that bad about that.
yeah. So
that's clearly what she wanted, and she got what she was looking for.
yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Was it the right thing? Not for us to say.
Yeah, it is what it is. After that, I hooked up with a lot of girls. There was one girl that I was dating for a few months. I'd met her at like I had this friend that I used to buy weed from, and he was in Hollywood, and I'd like go after school and like buy weed from him, and he'd throw these like rooftop parties because he had this like rooftop thing on his apartment. And there was this girl there who was a lesbian, and she was so pretty, really pretty long curly hair, really pretty green eyes. She was like so hot. I couldn't believe she was into me. Like, and I fucked that up. I remember I went to go like visit her with her parents because she lived in like the South Bay, and they like had this nice little like cute house like 3-minute walk from the beach, and her parents were so accepting of her being a lesbian. I like really liked her, and I think she really liked me too, and I kind of just did this like weird like I can't commit to you thing because I just like I couldn't fucking be out to my family.
Yeah, that is the killer.
And it was just like if I throw something on social media and I didn't know how to like communicate or verbalize that because I was also a deeply traumatized person, kind of still weird and like going through a lot. And
Unaccepting family fucks up so much.
yeah. And then I was also processing the trauma of my like really long relationship with my ex-fiance that I shouldn't have gotten into right after getting out of the fucking troubled teen industry. And like just timing was so off. Like I hope she is doing well still. She was really, really intelligent, really pretty, really sweet. And I fucked that up. But
you should check out our recent Going No Contact with Your Parents episodes if you want to know more about that.
Yeah, it'll fill in, you know, some of the stuff I'm talking about, not touching on. But she also had the same middle name as me for her first name.
Oh, okay.
She spelled it with an E though, but like that's a rule that I usually won't break. And I was like,
I don't even care.
Yeah.
I'm in love.
But I fucked that up. I was single, out just being a hoe. I was in 2 relationships with men, not like at the same time. Dated a guy from 2018 to 2019, 2020 to 2021. I dated another dude. I really had feelings for both of those guys, but men do this thing where they're just like incompetent, dumb babies. You know, and they have so many problems, and I just felt like I was their mother, and then one of them was sucking dick behind my back.
That's, yeah.
I remember, okay, so wait, I got a flashback to the girl I like was briefly dating after I broke up with my ex-fiance. So one of the things I did when I had called my parents while I was on acid was I told them about her. It was another thing my dad had to talk with me about. And like I was fucking delusional and like having like
Can't
an amazing
come out as gay while you're on drugs, honey. You gotta make those two things separate, okay?
They literally just went silent when I brought it up, and I was like, you should meet her sometime. Like, you guys should meet her. She's great, whatever. And they kind of were just like, yeah, it was like really awkward. And I had been crying. We were crying about a bunch of stuff, and then I was really happy. I was going through a lot on that trip. It was a lot. That was one of the times I tried to bring it up. There were other times where like I'd kind of be seeing a girl, and I'd go and visit my parents, and I'd kind of bring up me being bisexual, and my mom would get mad, and my dad would be like, stop bringing this up in front of your mom. But like, it would just always be a fight. Like, I have this joke that I come out to my parents annually or like every 2 years. Like, it's been that way throughout my life. I never got a good response. After that, dated one girl briefly, told my mom about it after the fact. Then I was dating my ex-girlfriend. And when I tried to tell my parents, like subtly, I remember I put on the Whitney Houston movie, the like documentary style-ish movie. Sure. It's not a documentary. It's the movie about her life. Someone plays her as a character. And
I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know. I forget. It's a good movie though. Netflix.
What are her famous songs?
Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
I don't think any of those are the title of the movie. Usually the title of the movie is like the person's name or one of their hit songs.
That's all right. It's okay. I'm gonna do anyway. You don't know Whitney Houston?
No, I know Whitney Houston. I'm trying to just think of the title of the movie.
I remember throwing that movie on because there's the entire plot line of her being, I don't know if she was a lesbian or bisexual, but she was definitely into women. I think she was bisexual and just kind of settled for men because that's what her parents wanted. It's all in the movie. But like the part where it was like her being gay and shit, like my mom got pissed off and stormed out of the room. And my dad was like, why? You did this on purpose. He literally looked at me. He was like, you did this on purpose so you could pick a fight with her. And I'm like, I wanted to watch this movie because it's good. Like I did want her to fucking like maybe open her mind to like people are gay sometimes and it's fine. Right. And like she just made it a fucking thing. We got into a really bad argument that night, like screaming, crying. I like had been drinking wine and drove home because I didn't want to stay there. I was mad. It was just really bad. Didn't bring it up to her again until after me and that girl broke up. And just like, if you want to know about me going no contact with my parents, there's an episode up.
Because you sort of like had the conversation with your parents again, like before you officially cut them off when you were with your last girlfriend? Or was that, or did you tell them after y'all broke up? Was that sort of the deal?
There was one day, it was after I'd gone no contact with my mom and started talking to her again because of the car accident.
Right.
She had called me one day and she was talking to me about, I forget what, and then was like asking me how I was doing. And I like burst into tears. Cause like when your mom's talking to you, you know, and being genuinely concerned about your feelings does something to you, you know.
Especially if that's not a normal thing that happens.
Yeah. And if it's a more rare thing that happens. And I burst into tears and I was like, please don't be mad. I just went through a breakup and I told her briefly about the breakup, the relationship leading up to that breakup and how great it was, and just like expressed her my sadness about it. And the funny thing is, anytime I've broken up with a girl and I tell her about the girl after the breakup and I'm emotional about it, she acts empathetic about it. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Laura, that's terrible, you know?
Right.
And then like, we kind of just don't talk about it again. And that's kind of just been like the depth of that conversation at this point is like, she knows that occasionally I'll get into a relationship she doesn't know about. I'll break up with her. And because my mom used to call me like every other day, one of those days she'll call me, it'll trigger something. I'll be emotional. I'll tell her about it. And then we move on. But like, if I were to tell her about her, you know, while I'm with her, it would be a fight. So it's, you know, but I noticed in like the more recent years, I'd gotten to a place where I'm like, I'm done coming out to my parents. They know, you know, they just don't want to acknowledge it. Why am I going to continuously tell you like you don't fucking know already, like you have amnesia, and then, you know, get into a fight with you about it? I just got done doing that. So, but yeah.
Makes sense.
After I went no contact with them, this, like, I feel very free in my sexuality as well as everything else I mentioned in that episode. Like, I just feel like I can date anybody and I'm not afraid to, like, post them online or afraid to tell my parents about it and they find out and, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't fair to like girls I had things with before either, because it would always just kind of be this thing where it's like we're kind of together and we're kind of not, or we are together, but like no one can know on social media, or like we like. And then I got to a place where it's like if we post each other, that's fine, but you know, like I'll never tell my parents, and like
Right.
I shouldn't have this whole thing where it's like I have to keep someone a secret in any aspect of my life from anybody that's in my life.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't have
You
to hide that
definitely
part of
shouldn't.
myself. It's
Nope.
not fair to me or anyone in my life. Like it's wrong.
Correct. Yeah.
And I feel like, because there's a lot of people that are bisexual, but they're like bisexual in a way that isn't as serious. You know what I mean? Like, because it's a spectrum. Like, there are people that are just sexually attracted to the same sex, and that's all it is for them.
Right.
Like, I'm romantically attracted to both and sexually. So it's like, I feel like it's a certain struggle that sometimes people don't take seriously, because it's like, oh, well, you're bisexual, you can date a man. And I'm like, yes, but if I meet someone who's not a man that I really, really like you know, like, it's not like
Right.
I can just go, oh, I don't want to be with you. That's heartbreaking. It's not.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yep.
And I feel like there have been like missed opportunities for really toxic relationships with women that maybe would have made me go to therapy sooner about my mommy issues in the past. I'm sorry.
Well, you should have had more toxic relationships, Laura. Why did you skip those toxic relationships and self-preserve?
It was really hard for me for a long time, because it's like most of the friends I've had have been okay with me being into women. You know what I mean? Like I had some like weird things with like I had friends in like high school that I would tell, they'd be like, well, I'm not into women. I'd be like, I'm not into you. And they'd be like, what do you mean? Like I've had those conversations,
Yeah.
you know, like shit like that. But like
Good, I wasn't asking. Like,
yeah, and like those
Cool.
were usually bitches that I wasn't that close with anyways.
Right.
But like my friends are my family, and they always have been. You know what I mean? That's kind of always how I've seen my friends. I feel like the people I have in my life now that matter know, and they're cool with it, and that's all that matters, you know? Also, my birthday is National Coming Out Day. Fun facts. October
that's-
11th. It's also Cardi B and Eleanor Roosevelt's birthday. More fun facts.
I feel like this has got to be one of those.
Isn't it your hormone anniversary too?
It sure is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good shit happens on my birthday. It's also the twins from The Parent Trap when Lindsay Lohan plays the twins. That's their birthday in the movie. Fun fact.
It's also my little brother's birthday.
But yeah, that's, I mean, my coming out story. It's kind of a weird, long timeline. It's kind of a short and simple story, but also...
Well, I think with most queer people, like, people think of it as, like, there's, like, one moment where you come out, but, like, you come out, like, a million times. Like, you're constantly coming out to people. Every time you meet a new person, it's like,
yeah.
do I have to come out to this person, or is this someone I should sort of remain closeted around?
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, it's not, unless it's something, like, super apparent, like, with me being trans, where, like, everyone who meets me just knows that that's the case. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to come out anymore, but also every time anyone meets me for the first time, especially if they've like only interacted with me via email, like with my students and shit, there's always a moment where it like, I'm not even saying anything and it feels like I'm like coming out. There's like a fucking reveal that's happening.
Yeah.
And there's always like just a split moment in the parents' eyes where they like sort of glitch for a second and they like kind of like figure out what's going on. And then they like have to figure out how to act fucking normal. It's weird. Anyway.
When trans people are trans and they're just there, I feel like people make
short
it-
circuit.
People make it a bigger deal than it needs
Yeah,
to be.
they absolutely do.
Yeah.
The people, like, you can tell immediately the people who've, like, never
It's like she just
encountered
said, I'm a
trans
woman,
person
so like
before.
talk to her like every other bitch that you talk to. Like,
literally.
I don't know. Like, why are you making it weird?
Yeah.
I feel like bisexuals, because even to this day, like I've had coworkers where like, because I've dated women in more recent years only, I haven't really like pursued men like that. I've had like coworkers that'll be like, oh, well, like you're, you know, my lesbian friend Laura, or like, and I'm like, I'm not a lesbian though, like I'm bisexual. And they'll kind of like, but you're basically a lesbian. Like people try to kind of like, when you're bisexual, and I feel like especially when you're attracted to both romantically, people do this thing where if you've been dating one gender for a while, like people kind of erase that other side of you, like it doesn't exist for whatever reason. And I feel like it's more common with bisexual women that tend to date men, you know, but like it happens to me too, as somebody who prefers usually to date women. And I kind of hate when people like do that, because I'm like yes, I date women, but like somewhere along the way, like who knows, like I might find a guy I like, I might find a girl I like, I don't really know, but like you can't, it's like even if I end up with a woman, like it's still part of my identity that I'm bisexual. Like my feelings were real when I've been in relationships with men.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to pretend that's not a thing because I'm only dating women now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of a consistent thing. We'll do an update in 10 years when I'll tell you about the next 10 years of me coming out to more people.
Yeah, the many other coming outs that have occurred.
Yeah, bi erasure is a weird thing. What's the takeaway of coming out? What's the lesson here?
What's the lesson
I
here?
don't know. Don't figure out you're gay when you're 5. It makes your life a living hell.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm kidding.
I feel like the takeaway is like, don't let people not let you live your life. Like,
Yeah.
even if you, I don't want to tell people like you have to come out because like some people are in unsafe
not
situations
safe for some people,
where like
but-
they actually can't because like something bad would happen to them.
Yeah.
And like we have to acknowledge that.
There's nothing wrong with you if you're gay or trans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the
Or
people
whatever other thing you might be. Like there's so many things.
There's nothing wrong with you. Anybody in your life that is trying to make you feel bad about that, it's not something you can help. It doesn't harm anybody. And if you have to be around those people for, safety and survival right now, do it, but like if they say things to you, don't take it on, don't take it to heart. It's something I wish I hadn't done when I was younger, even as an adult. And just remember who you are. And when you are in a situation where you can safely leave that situation, like go be yourself. Find community.
There's nothing like it. There's truly nothing
Find
like
community in the queer community. Like you will make real family and friends when you come out, and it's wonderful.
No disagreements here.
It's been the best part of my life. So
Yeah. Literally same. Literally same. Which
yeah.
I'll talk about in the next episode because I think we've officially decided it's going to be a 2-parter.
Yes. I told you this was going to be longer.
I don't know. When I'm thinking about my story right now, I'm like, I don't know. I could tell it in 5 minutes.
I feel like yours will be almost more in depth.
Well, maybe.
I feel like figuring out you're a trans lesbian in the 90s and early 2000s is like such a fucking
I didn't
can of
figure it
worms.
out until 2020, so I didn't figure it out
Yeah,
in the 90s
but there were
or the 2000s.
There were hints,
There
and
were
you were trying to do the math back then. I know you were.
Yes,
You told me your story.
I was.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get into that in the next time. So,
All right.
like,
Thanks
comment,
for
and
tuning
subscribe.
in. Like, comment, subscribe.
Send us an email.
Thanks for listening and watching.
Yeah, we love you.
Love you. Bye.
Where we believe in science. We don't believe in God. Only science.